Morning. It is Monday morning, July the 18th. I am first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. Hold on a second. I didn't get my drink out before I hopped on to Coffee Talk. Bear with me. We're hanging out together, doing our thing. It's Coffee Talk on a Monday morning. I hope you're off to a great start to your day. It is beautiful outside this morning. Of course, we do know that we're going to get into showers and thunder showers later on. There's a couple of the big stories that we're watching, so let's talk about it. First and foremost, the top two things we're monitoring: more shower and thunderstorm activity. We're going to be talking all about that. And we're also going to be talking about the heat building in. Big heat building in. But first, let's look outside and see what's doing this morning. A live shot from our tower cam. This is in New Smyrna Beach. I see cars already out there. It is a beautiful start to the day. Kind of wish I was enjoying that. Instead, I'm here at the airport. Of course, getting ready for that weather trip. We'll be doing Coffee Talk live from Boston this week, so we get to hang out. Taylor says, morning, hope the airport goes smooth and no issues. Well, we're already delayed. So there's that. Terry, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Jessica says last night was glorious. It was glorious. Tina, good morning. Thank you very much. Marcy, good morning to you. Anna, good morning. Deborah, good morning. So New Smyrna Beach looking lovely, as is all of Central Florida. We're cycling those temperatures on the bottom, but it is definitely a little warmer this morning, a little muggier this morning, mid to upper 70s for most of us. And our first warning live Doppler radar, while rain-free over top of us, you could see out over the Atlantic coast there's some rain, and over the Gulf Coast there's also some rain. But thankfully, if I put this into motion, it's not like we're talking about big, frustrating stuff, at least yet. We're going to stay looking pretty okay for a while. So where do we go from here? Let's take a look at our 12-hour forecast taking us this morning with a couple of showers, mainly in our western areas. We'll go with a 20% chance of rain through about lunchtime, and then 3, 4, 5 o'clock, we're going to build up those shower and thunderstorm chances up to about a 50% coverage or so. Julie, good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. Jessica says, of course you're delayed. I know, right? Like, come on. Oh, well. Terry, thank you. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and I'll be posting and taking you along for the ride, certainly. Terry's asking, yes, I'm at Orlando International Airport. Yeah. Yep. Did you have any difficulty taking your protein through TSA? And so I'm actually outside of the sterile area right now. I'm doing Coffee Talk literally from the main area. I only brought the one protein shake, and I'm going to, when I get to Boston, I'm going to have to buy more of these. So hopefully there's a supermarket that sells them. Hopefully. We'll figure it out. Carolyn, of course. Linda, good morning to you. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate it. Let's face it, this heat stinks. Yeah, I would agree with that. Good morning, still under the weather. Oh, Sean, I'm sorry to read that. I hope you feel better very soon. Sorry to read that. Debbie says, enjoy the people watching. Well, that's half the fun of traveling, right? All right, well, for those of us hanging out in Central Florida, let's make sure we all know about the forecast. Temperatures the last couple of days have been a little below average, but we're actually starting to trend up a little bit. Take a look, 94 degrees in Orlando, 92 degrees in Leesburg, 91 degrees in Ocala, lower to even mid-90s at the beaches. It's that southwest wind. Anytime you get a southwest wind, you get warm temperatures. It's going to be a toasty one. And again today, that's exactly how it plays out. But what about the rain chances? Well, first off, you can see on Futurecast, the rains out west, and we're going to keep those rains in our western areas through about lunchtime. But just thereafter, there's 2 o'clock, 3, 4 o'clock. That's when we really start to see the activity firing up, right? Hold on 1 second. Sorry. So 4 p.m., widely scattered kind of showers and thunder showers. Then by about 6 o'clock, it moves out to the eastern side. and then through 7, 8, 9 o'clock, those rains will just sit across our East Coast communities. So today, all said and done, is going to have a decent chance of those showers and thunder showers starting west and working its way off toward the east, okay? That certainly will play into travel. So I will say, at least I am grateful to have an early flight, although looking at the latest board here at Orlando International Airport, I don't even have to look there. I could tell you that of those flights, of those 12 delayed flights, mine happens to be one of them. But travel-wise, at least the weather picture is not all that bad elsewhere. If we look at the kind of national map and see what's doing for flight status, New York is an airport that is talking about big travel issues. Just isolated issues here, and I'm just so lucky. Maybe my flight's coming from New York. I haven't even looked to see. But at any rate, New York is talking about some travel issues. Now, for us, over these next couple of days, let's just talk about some of the adjustments that we're seeing. First and foremost, rain chances over the next couple of days, sitting in lower numbers, 50, 40, eventually 30. And anytime that happens, you know that the heat starts to build. So let's talk about these afternoon high temperatures these next couple of days. 94, 95, 96 degrees by afternoon. As a matter of fact, if we were to look at Friday's afternoon forecast, we'll start with Thursday, because that's really, okay, here's Thursday afternoon. Oh, that's morning, hold on. Here's Thursday, let's try that again. Here's Thursday afternoon, 95s and 96s across Central Florida. If we look at Friday, take a look at where we end up, right? 97 in Orlando, 96 in Sanford. So this week, the big story is going to be gradually dropping these rain chances and then pushing up, wow, those heat numbers. It's going to be a hot one. The good news, at least as we look to the forecast for today, is that at least the heat index values are not out of control. But I do think that we are going to be talking about some dangerous heat index values looking ahead at this week. For today, we do get into the triple digits, even if it is brief, but we get there, okay? Feels like temperatures getting into that extreme caution category through this afternoon. So, yay. So much fun. Morning Skinny. Smiley Richard, good morning, buddy. How are ya? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Don. Good morning to you, Shauna. Of course. Do the Instacart delivery to hotel or order from Walmart. Oh, I didn't even think about that. You know what's so funny? This is one of the many reasons why I'm so grateful for our little coffee talk group. I would have never thought about Instacarting my protein shakes and my crackers and just yogurts, things like that. Why didn't I think of that? Seriously. That's ingenious. I'm surprised there's not a crowd around you. You're a celebrity, Terry. Yeah, I'm a celebrity, all right. I think we need to get your head checked. Cheryl, good morning to you. It's supposed to be hot and humid in Boston. Of course, they think it's humid when the dew points are between 65 and 70. It's true. Yeah. If we look here, let me pull this up. Stand by. WCVB.com. Yeah, it's funny. When I was looking at this the other day, I'll be at WCVB today, by the way. I will be posting pictures. WCVB is our sister station, if you're not familiar. Map room. Okay. Map room. So here's their 7-day forecast. Hey, that looks a lot like the WESH 7-day forecast, doesn't it? Coincidence? I think not. All right, so here's their 7-day forecast. And what's so funny is when, I'm leaving the Orlando weather just to go up to the Orlando weather, right? Like today, showers and storms are in their forecast. Oh, a high of 81. But look at Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, super. 93. Lows in the 70s. That's perfect. Yeah. Oh, well, at least today's, just depends. It depends how that plays out. Meanwhile, our 7-day forecast, really doesn't look all that different from our Boston sister station 7-day forecast, right? Like today, 50% coverage of showers and storms. Do notice that rain chance is going to be coming down over the next couple of days, but there goes the air temperature, right? 95, 96, 97. It's going to be a hot stretch of weather. July in Florida is gonna July. It's so true, Jeannie. Do you still think it will be a quiet hurricane season? I don't know. I went to New Smyrna Beach last week and the water was so warm, like warmer than last year this time. It seems. First off, key there is it seems. We're going to talk tropics in just a couple of seconds. So Julie asked that question again in just a couple of seconds. Michael says, you're at MCO, heading to Boston. Heading to Boston indeed. Thank you, Arnett. It'll be sad, though. It'll be sad to be away from the family because, I don't think my kids understand yet. Yeah, we're getting storms up in New England today. That'll be fun. Guess who doesn't have an umbrella? Although I'm like Ubering to the hotel. It's not like I'm going to be spending time sightseeing or anything. Debbie says, to me, an early flight is leaving around 6 a.m. An 11 a.m. flight is late. I would agree with that. But considering today is just a travel day, and I didn't book it. Hearst, my company, has like a travel agency that they use. So I didn't book it. I just gave them the dates of the conference, and then they just... What's so funny is they have access to so they put it on my company credit card, and so I only knew that they had booked my flight because I got my American Express bill saying, you owe this much money. So I'm like, oh, okay, so now I have to go in and expense, but they didn't even tell me that they booked it until well after. So anyway, it's inside baseball. I know, it's kind of nerdy stuff. Linda says, use Amazon to order. That's just so interesting. I would have never thought about using Amazon or Instacart on a trip. Wow, you guys and gals have blown my mind. And that shouldn't be, but it is what it is. Carolyn says, say hi to Mike Wonkum. I hope I get to see him. I know AJ Burnett and I are having dinner tonight. I have to see if Wonkum or anybody else wants to join us. I'm such a good group of people. Carolyn, did you see, by the way, that Wonkum got promoted to weekday evenings? Order before you get on the plane. Once you know you're actually boarding, you can also message the hotel to expect it. Debbie, I'm going to do that. Oh my gosh, that's going to save me a trip. Why didn't I think of that? Yes, I'm going to do that. Okay. That's so great. That's so great. Nancy's asking about Daytona rip currents today. All right, so when we talk about rip currents, this weekend they were definitely elevated. They've calmed a little bit, but I would just say that if you're heading out to the beaches today, know that the rip currents are in that moderate threat, okay? Water temperatures do feel outstanding. Low to mid 80s, depending on where you are. Seas offshore for the boaters running 2 to 3. So moderate risk of rip currents. And just a reminder, if you're heading to the beaches with that rip current risk being what it is, remember how to escape, okay? First off, what is a rip current? A rip current is when the breeze comes in, it's that channel of water that rushes back out. That is the rip current. They're particularly deeper spots in kind of sandbars. So if you feel yourself getting pulled out, you cannot fight against that rip current. What you end up having to do is swim parallel to the shoreline. And then once you get out of the rip current, you can kind of work your way back to shore. But I would also just tell you that, kind of given the scenario that we're in, the morning is going to be the better time to head out to the area beaches. Today's pretty good pool day. Just have to watch for those afternoon showers and thunder showers to get going. Okay, what about the tropics? Let's take a look and see. First and foremost, happy to say that over the next few days' time, there is nothing expected to develop. Nothing at all. We had the Florester, though, yesterday. Did you notice this weekend we had such an active stretch of weather? That little piece of energy there on the top right corner of your screen, that is the Florester exiting. It helped to really invigorate the shower and thunderstorm coverage this weekend. As that moves away, I could just tell you that come September, once the Florester recycles, that's going to be quite the doozy. Yeah, that's going to be quite the doozy. All right, time for tropical stats, and then we can talk about all the other stuff. So far this year, we have had 3 named storms. Last year through this date, we had 5 named storms. The average third storm Doesn't happen until August 2nd, so we are certainly running ahead of the curve in the named storm department. When we look at the ACE numbers, this tells the story well. Through today, we averaged the ACE number to be about 7.5. This year, we have only generated 2.8. So certainly, this has been a much quieter season than the 30-year average would dictate through today. Last year, by the way, we had already generated through today 13.2 ACE points. So it's always interesting. Carla says, I don't like umbrellas. Yeah. Joel, wait, you're not leaving us. No. I work for WESH. I work for Hearst Television. This is a company trip. And I will still be doing Coffee Talk while on said company trip. So no, I'm not. Have laptop will travel. And that's what's kind of fascinating is when you think about it, like Coffee Talk, we could do it almost anywhere. And the reality is, which I love, is that I can literally, I could do TV from almost anywhere. Yeah, so no, I'm not leaving you. It's true, Jeannie. Well, and that's the thing. If I were to pack an umbrella, I wouldn't use it. It's not like I'm doing, yeah. Jeannie, will you be doing Coffee Talk during this trip, or will there be a break? Oh, I'll be there. I'll be there, for sure. Coffee Talk, we don't sleep, baby. We don't sleep. What time is your flight? You're not through security yet in the tram to gate. No, the flight just got delayed until 11:30. I've got time. Yeah, I've got time. We're good. Yeah. Carolyn, I did. He's an awesome Met. They have an incredible news and weather team there. And you know what's fun is it's not just the meteorologists that I know. For example, you want to talk about how small the world is. The general manager for WCVB was my news director in West Palm. The news director for WCVB was a previous news director at my station in West Palm. And the vice president of news, who is based in Boston, she was the news director in West Palm, worked at WESH, and she and I overlapped for like this month. It's just very funny how my business is so tiny. That's why if there's one lesson that I could teach any future television meteorologist or anything, it's don't burn a bridge, because you're gonna work. Even the people across the street from you. Case in point, I got my start in Orlando television at another television station here in town. Now I work across the street. Like, don't ever make enemies, because you never know when they'll work with you, help you get a job, or be your boss, So never, ever make an enemy. Seriously. Okay? Because that's the truth of the matter right there. That's the truth of the matter right there. So yeah, tropics. Oh, before we get to our 7-day, let me just pull up the model. I didn't get a chance to check the model this morning. I was in travel, packing, all that fun stuff. All right, let's take a look at the tropical models and just see what's doing. But to answer your question, long story long, yes, we will be doing Coffee Talk while on the trip. I've got my computer, all that fun stuff. Now, will we be doing the afternoon Coffee Talk? Probably not. If I get time, I will, but I can't promise that, because I'll be in sessions. And like today, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, like I'm going to be getting to the airport around that time, so it's just, yeah. All right, so let's take a look. This is the GFS 6Z model. Rolling through. Not seeing anything of note. A couple little waves out in the open Atlantic that may get named. Like you can see there, that green dot right where it says forecast high 94. That is Saturday, July 23rd. So maybe something way out there. I'll bring it full screen for you. But that would be a fish storm, which that's my favorite kind. Nothing of note. Nothing of note. I love that. I love being able to say that. And if you recall, back in March, we even had called for a near active season. That was our official forecast for tropical activity. So now there's a little wave. That is July 31st. You see it there? Right where it says 90, forecast high 91, that little green, that little blue dot, forecast high 92. Yeah, there's a little something there. That's kind of fading, but it's there. There's a little piece of energy right toward the end of the models. So, yeah, interesting. All right, so let the tropics remain nice and quiet. I will not complain about that. Tina says, have Jeannie log on to Coffee Talk so the boys can see Dad. Besides, I'm sure... oh, yeah, we're going to do FaceTime calls for sure. 100%. Hi from unusually sunny UK. Love catching up with your forecasts in the U.S. Lawrence, I'm at the airport. Come join us in Orlando sometime. Come on down. What is the water temperature? Okay, so, yeah, water temperatures are running anomalously above average. Let me pull that up for you. All right, so Gulf of Mexico, water temperatures running above average. And the same thing can be said for, hold on. Standby 1, Houston. The same thing can be said for the main development region there. You can see the blues in the North Atlantic are a little below average. But the main development region, those water temperatures are running above average. But if there's, if everything was just based on water temperatures, we would have a bonkers hurricane season already. But it's not. You've got to remember, Rose, that water temperatures are just one piece to the puzzle, right? There are other elements that play in. I will gladly accept the package. Sarah, could you imagine if I sent it to the station? Like, I'm a guest from Hearst, Orlando. I'm sending protein shakes and crackers and yogurts to the station. No, I'll definitely be Instacarting to the hotel. My only question, though, is would they be able to refrigerate yogurts? See, I'm such a... since my surgery, I have to be a putz when it comes to food. I'm so grateful that we had this conversation. Just the Instacart alone, blew my mind. I'd already looked up, Ubering to Market Pantry. Why didn't I think to Instacart? Oh, I'm an idiot. William Wentworth. What did William Wentworth just ask? Did I miss a question from William? Hopefully every other recycle was true and the Saharan dust just made this recycle and September will be weak as well. Oh, I'd agree with that. I would hope. But, yeah, I'm not overly excited. But, the September recycle, this was supposed to be its bigger recycle, right? So it didn't happen. But as we get into the peak of hurricane season, eventually we're going to start seeing systems, right? So let's talk a little bit about the 2022 forecast. This remains largely unchanged from March, right? So if we look at, let's look at August. So if we look at August, the only thing that I've added here since March is the 8th and the 9th, watching Florida, and you see it's faded because I added that. That's the potential tropical cyclone 1/Alex recycle. So that may be there. But my gut says that we know that late August into September, we get to the peak of hurricane season. We know that. Okay, right? So based on that, and based on the fact that we get into the October 9th, 10th, 11th repeats, that kind of 24th of August, I can tell you that was and should be a pretty active stretch for us. So I would say that the August 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, that's probably going to be a pretty busy week in the tropics, okay? Mid-Atlantic, Florida, kind of this corridor, and then looking ahead to September, that's when we get, again, peak of hurricane season. Northeastern United States, that feature did show up just a week and a day ago. That's going to recycle right around the peak of hurricane season, September 9, 10, 11. And then the Florester will recycle again around the 19th, 20th, 21, 22 of September. So I would say that late August into September, yes, is going to be active. But in those little time frames, that's when we do think that things are going to get particularly bumpy. Okay? Rose over on YouTube says, treat people the way you want to be treated. Oh, yeah, talking about the Don't make enemies in TV. Well, and TV is just a very small business. You know what I mean? That's just the way that it is. Yeah. Tracy says, for sure, don't burn bridges. I just changed jobs this week to work for a previous engineer I worked with. It's true. It's true. It's true. Chris, I have not yet. I have to figure that out. Greg, I'm heading to Boston for the week for weather conference. Anthony, does ACE mean energy in the atmosphere to produce storms or measure the strength of the storms that have already formed and their duration? Yes. So ACE stands for accumulated cyclonic energy. Okay? So when you think about ACE, like for example, a big part of our hurricane season forecast is the fact that this is a third season after 2 La Niñas, and we found that in the 4 times that this has happened in the current 30-year average, the ACE number was lower than average. So after 2 La Niñas, the third always seemed to be a little lower. So that's why, and the normal ACE for a season is 122.6. That's why when we issued our forecast back on March 1st, we're calling for a near average season. Now that the data would actually allude to a below average season, but we name storms a little loosely, based on new technologies and things. So we're calling for a near average season. We're not calling for, at least the WESH forecast is not calling for an above average season. Debbie, what protein shakes do you get again? I don't like a lot of them, and they're always willing to try new ones. So Premier Protein, and I love, and I pay full price for them, so I don't mind sharing. It's the Premier Protein Cafe Latte. I love these things. They're great. Should arrive the same time as you do. Have cart ready to go and order when they say turn off phones. That's so smart. The only thing, I've got to call the hotel and see if they could store yogurt in like a refrigerator. Otherwise, I can't do the yogurts. William, whatever happened to Erica Washington? She's in town. She left WESH. She went, I think, to Philly to do TV for a bit, and then she came back. She came back to Orlando. I want to say she works at the sheriff's office. I've seen her around. Coffee talk at the airport, you know it. Vanessa, it's not being a putz, it's about being thoughtful about your body and its needs. Too many of us just blindly eat. We should all try being more in tune with food and our bodies. I used to just love eating and eat, but after surgery, it's like if I don't eat, like I've got 2 packets of crackers in my bag. If I don't eat on a schedule, then it's not good. Does Futurecast go out to Saturday? Will there be rain in the morning near SeaWorld International Drive area? It does on a longer range thing, but, I would just say the morning probably shouldn't be too bad, okay? Let's see here. Find a way to sneak me back authentic Boston cream pie in your luggage. I just feel like with the delays, even if I could get it to, guarantee for, a couple of hours, I feel like with delays, you're just running against the clock, Haven't had coffee for 5 long weeks. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, Chris, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kimberly. Be good. I remember Hurricane Wilma when I stood outside. Oh, geez, Greg, that's a little wild. That's a little wild. Yes, I'm drinking coffee. Yeah. Also, if you don't post a pic of your feet with the MCO carpet, you're not really at the airport. That's funny. All of my friends do it. I've never done it. So you know what? Let's do this. Let's post a picture of Coffee Talk. Let's do that. Let's post a picture of Coffee Talk with the Orlando airport. Yeah. Let's do that. I don't know. Did that come out cheesy? That come out cheesy? Coffee Talk with the carpet at the Orlando airport? What do you think? Coffee Talk from the Orlando airport. That I can get behind. Eat a Boston lobster. Yeah. Erica Washington is a communication director for Reedy Creek. Oh, is that what it? Okay, got it. I would say I know that she's in PR or media relations at this point. Can't see it. All right, hold on. One more picture. We'll do this. I've got to find like the right angle. If I do this, do this. All right, there we go. Yeah, that'll work. Coffee talk from the airport. I like it. I know, Olivia, right? Julianne, yeah. Y'all need to learn to Google search people's names. I know, like with LinkedIn, you can find almost everything. Like you can know everything about me in about 10 seconds. You Google that LinkedIn. Whatever. All right, it's 8:31. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything, anybody? It's gonna get hot this week. Honestly, I don't envy you flying. Driving, on the other hand, I know. It's the first trip I've taken in a while. It's for work. It's a good, at the end of the day, it's a good thing. At the end of the day, it's a good thing. It's building that knowledge out. So I am appreciative of having it. Up to 16 delayed flights. Very fun. Very fun. All right, any questions, comments, concerns? Otherwise, I'm going to go zip through security. Thank you, Zareen. Michael, tweet us. Oh, okay. Are you in Boston, Michael? I know you're up in the area, but I don't know exactly where you are. Thank you, Annie. All right. Thank you. Well, the conference isn't today. Today is just a travel day and a head over to WCVB day. Get to go see my friends there. As long as I get there at a decent time, for goodness sake. All right, so I will do some form of updates in the afternoons each day. I'll be posting to Twitter as much as I can and all that fun stuff. Yeah, Coffee Talk at 8 a.m. will continue, okay? All right, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so very much. Be good. See y'all later. Bye.